Hey guys, it's 101R Smith, and I am back again today with yet another review. I don't know if you guys know, but I do happen to be a bit of a Gundam Wing fan. And today we're looking at the brand new high-grade Gundam Sandrock. Now, if you guys don't know, we've seen Sandrock before in Master Grade form. On this channel, I reviewed the Sandrock Custom, but today we're going a little bit smaller and in a little bit of a surprising way. If you guys know, when it comes to Gundam Wing in modern day, a lot of people, we only get to see the Katoki redesign. We don't really get to see the TV designs in model kit form in a lot of ways because I guess maybe they aren't as popular. I mean, Wing Zero Custom looks amazing, but personally, to me, I like the more TV designs because A, it's what I grew up with since Gundam Wing was my first Gundam anime, and also I kind of like the more boxy aesthetic from them. Especially with Sandrock. Sandrock is just built. And to see the TV version in high grade form, while I would have preferred the Master Grade, we already have a Master Grade, but we have Sandrock. And I feel bad because Sandrock was always the one, along with Heavy Arms, that got the shaft in 1/100 scale. Back in the day, in the old no grade 1/100, Sandrock and Heavy Arms never got a proper 1/100 no grade. All they got were the B Club resin kits, which are really hard to find these days. Thankfully, now that we have a high grade, you can start to see some of that come back. The Mackinac Core got released earlier this year. The Leos got released last year. We got Tall Geese and Real Grade, so Gundam Wing's doing good in 1/44 scale. And I'm pretty excited to build this. It looks really cool. From what I've seen in the promo pictures, the color separation is pretty up there. And I'm just happy to have this in my collection. And hopefully, together, when we put it all together, it's going to look awesome. And it'll be a nice little throwback for all of those Gundam Wing fans like myself. So, why don't we open up the box and see what we have? When opening the high-grade Sandrock, you're going to see that the build is pretty minimalistic when you think about it. You're going to get your basic A runner that's filled with black, red, and a little bit of yellow. You're going to get your B and C plates, which are white. You're going to get a gray plate, and really that's about it. You're going to get a few foil stickers as well, and the heat chartels, you're going to get the option of both the gray silver, and as well as you're going to get the heated up blades, which is a pretty good option. Otherwise, I say that Sandrock is one of the more minimalistic builds that I've seen, and those who don't like long builds are going to be very happy with this package. All built up, and now we have the After Colony high-grade Gundam Sandrock. Sandrock looks pretty damn good. I mean, this is all just straight build and a flat coat. This thing looks exactly like the TV show. Though I will admit that it is a little slimmer than its bulkier TV counterpart, but that's a given that it's been 25 years since Gundam Wing and conventional model kit design has changed. But otherwise, this is a really good build. Nearly everything that you see on screen is accurate in color. There's only 3 mandatory stickers on this thing, and otherwise, I just really like how it came together. And also, I'm a little bit patting myself on the back because this flat coat looks awesome. I really didn't know how much power a flat coat could have. This is a really good model kit, and outside of a few bad nubs on the abdomens, everything is put together and looks great. Now let's see how it does well in articulation. As always, we're going to start with the head. With the head, you're going to get a massive amount of articulation. You're going to get a high looking forward, a decent looking down, 360 no problem, and a double jointed neck. This is probably one of the more impressive neck joints I've seen in a Gunpla. The arms can go about perpendicular to each other, and with the shoulder joint it can go 360 degrees, no problem. With the arms, you're going to get a swivel at the bicep and a double jointed elbow. As well with the wrists, they are on a ball joint, so you're going to get 360 swivel. Now the waist is definitely the most important aspect of this kit, and that you're going to get a triple joint. You're going to get a joint on the upper ab, a lower ab, and then with the waist, it's going to have like a hinge system, so that you can have a triple jointed waist, and it's really impressive. As with the side skirts, they can go out and if you separate them, they can move independently of each other, as well as the side skirts being on the polycap. The back skirt can move up as you see here. You're gonna get a easy double jointed knee. And with the ankles on themselves, you're gonna get a double joint on the top, as well on the bottom with a toe joint, and the ankle shin armor is completely independent of itself. So I would say that articulation here is above average. Now with the Sandrock, you're gonna get a couple of accessories here. While it may not be a lot, you can't be mad because this is everything that it came with on the TV show. So everything that was used is present here. First off, you're going to get the heat shot tails. Now, I did a little bit of painting here in that I painted the blades a silver leaf and the handles a gunmetal. You see, I wasn't a fan of the gray that came with the heat shot tails. It was the gray on the shoulders, and I felt it's supposed to be metal. I wasn't a big fan of it, so I decided to just take it to my own hands, and I think it was worth it. The heat shot tails on themselves are shaped beautifully and immaculately, and you get a couple of options here. That you can just hold them with the holding hands, or if you remember the Transient Gundam, it comes with these kind of tilted angular hands, and it was really going to help out with a lot of more dynamic posing with the heat shot tails. Obviously, the heat shot tails is probably its best accessory, and it looks pretty damn good. And with its above average articulation, it's going to look nice and steady. And I really happen to be a fan of them. And as well, I'm gonna little pat myself on the back with my paint job. And if you wanted to know, yes, it can reach that far back. So you can really create the opening sequence of the anime here. Next up, you're going to get its Buster Shield. Again, this is one of the few times that you actually have to use a sticker. Well, if you don't, if you really want to, but there's two stickers here for the eye, and it works pretty well by itself. It's a good shield nonetheless. It connects to either side of the forearm easily with one little joint in its back. It goes into the forearm, and it looks pretty good, and it has a little bit of a swiveling. You can also decide if you don't want it on the arms to put it on the backpack, as well as the heat shot tails putting it both together. Holds up pretty well, but my favorite part is being able to combine that all together into an active Buster Shield, just kind of like the depth scythe. And you can hinge it by itself. The heat shot tails are connected to a polycap-like ball joint, so you can make them move by itself. But however, it won't do it independently. You need to do that manually. But you can always recreate that scene where Quatre just comes and crushes it all together. And finally, and last but not least, you are going to get the heated up versions. I'm not particularly a big user on this. The light captures the transient red pretty well, but it doesn't really represent heated metal well. I would have painted it with an orange, but I just didn't have it on me at the time. For an unusual comparison, we have the high-grade Sandrock next to its master-grade counterpart, and wow, I really forgot how much changes they made to the master grade. I really thought with the color scheme that it looked just like almost like the Sandrock from the TV show, but there are massive changes that were done. If you want to know more about its master grade counterpart, you can watch my Sandrock custom review. But if you want the TLDW of it, it's one of the most solid master grades that you are gonna find in today's world, with a lot of good accessories and posability. It's just gonna depend on if you want a more TV color scheme or the P Bandai custom from EW. Otherwise, I'm just kind of blown away by myself about the changes, but I think each of them are unique and offer something special to each of its designated grades. Both of them are both solid kits, and you can't go wrong with either one of them. It's really just a preference at this point. Now we've reached the end, and what do I have to say about the high-grade Gundam Sandrock? Fucking awesome, man! No, seriously, this is one of the best well-built high grades I've had in a while. Really, high grades have really stepped up its game since the Moon Gundam. It's just one awesome one after another, whether it was the Narrative Gundam, the Destiny Gundam, now Sandrock. This thing is super solid, it has great posability, color separation is impressive. This is something that people wish we had 25 years ago. My only one complaint is that the joint to put in the legs can get a little floppy sometimes, and it makes the legs fall out. and you're gonna spend a lot of time pushing it back in. That's my only complaint about this kit. Otherwise, Sandrock in high grade form is a solid piece of work. If you're a big Gundam Wing fan, go get it. Now it's just who's next? Is it Heavy Arms? Is it Depth Scythe? Is it Shenlong? And of course, you know there's gonna be the inevitable P Bandai Sandrock Kai with the Uzi and the verniers on the back. You know that it's gonna be a given at this point. Anyway, this is a really good kit, and I highly recommend it to anyone who's a Gundam Wing fan or just a high grade fan in general. You really can't go wrong here, and I'm happy that this came out, and I'm happy for it to be a part of my collection. This is 101 R. Smith, and I will see you later. Peace.